Imagine earning a steady stream of passive income every week without working extra hours. Let me show you how I'm trying to do it with a high dividend portfolio and a aggressive use of margin. How's it going? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I'm going to show you my journey in making this high dividend portfolio in the hopes that it will slowly but surely bring me to financial freedom, or at least alleviate and give me the choice for financial freedom. Now, what I'm investing in to give an overview of what I'm investing in. Currently, I am in, if you look at the left side, you will see the amount of annual dividend income it's estimating, but that's not accurate, not completely accurate because it hasn't happened yet. And to your right is the Robinhood portfolio showing what I currently have invested in. Now, the things that I've invested in are first YMAG, YieldMax, a weekly paying dividend stock, and YMAX, another weekly paying dividend stock. I'm investing quite a lot of money into weekly paying dividend stocks because I want to increase the number one opportunities to reinvest into other things and or use that money to further beef up these core positions. What are these core income positions that I'm talking about? The main focus of my core income position, I want them to be, as best as they can, weekly paying diversified ETF stocks or ETF funds, I'm saying. The outline of them, here's the main four that I'm going to be investing in, is YMAG, WDTE, YMAX, and RDTE. I'm going to individually invest in all four of them equally weighted. Currently, as you can see, I've only gotten enough to invest in YMAX and YMAG. That is because if you look at here on the Robinhood side, it was $5,000, but it's already gone down because ex-dividend date already passed. There's about $5,000 that I put in, but overall I put in about $12,500 because of Robinhood. Gold, they allowed me to immediately invest with 5,000, but the other 7,550 or whatever has to go through their process. And from my knowledge, it will take until next week on Monday, so about the 16th in my time, 16th of December, for all the money to clear. So that will give me, if I bring out the calculator real quick, that'll give me over $12,550 to play with. And now I'm going to mention margin. The amount of margin that I'm using is around 50 to about 60%. Very crazy. Majority of people don't even touch margin. I want to use margin in order to increase the compounding effects of these weekly dividend ETFs. I'm currently using 0.50 to 60%. So right now being 60%, 7,530 plus the 12,550 that I initially put in equals about a $20,000 investment in total. I'm putting about a $20,000 investment in each one in this whole portfolio of the core income positions, and 5,000 will be going on each. 5,000 is already in YMAX. I think 3,000 is on YMAG, about 3,000. And then WTD and RDD will also get 5,000 each. Overall, if we take the dividends of each of these, so let's go to, if you look on the left-hand side, you can see the dividends of each of the potential stocks that I'm investing in. One is YMAX being 67.73% plus 71.66 for YMAG. Then WDTE has a 25.75 And lastly, RDTE has a 44.01. You divide that by 4 and you get the average yield weekly for the average yield, dividend yield for these stocks. So it's about a 52% yield with over a 52% yield on a 20,000. I'm gonna just give it flat. I think it was 20,800 or something, but I'm gonna just lay it flat. 20 grand multiplied by not point, what was that, 52 is $10,400 divided by 12 monthly. I'm getting $866, and hesitantly every week I should be getting about $216 when everything is cleared through. $216 going into my account every week to then fill up these satellite income positions is kind of huge. And my mentality is I don't care if the NAV erosion happens. I don't even care for that. As long as it just keeps paying this and keeps going, I will be in this for the long haul. I made the mistake previously of going all in on Tesla back when it crashed. I needed the money back then. But now I'm using money that is that I could literally go without for years. So now I'm going to be in this for the long haul, and I want to take you on that journey week by week and show you the number one, the amount of money I get every week, and number two, how I'm going to use that and funnel it into these satellite income positions that will be made up of also yield max stuff / other monthly paying dividend ETFs or monthly dividend paying stocks, and how the compounding effect can slowly build this account from going from $216 a week to now $220 to $230 to $240 to $250. I want to be talking to you at a certain point that instead of making $866 a month, I want to be talking to you as a person who's now making $1,000 a month and $1,500 a month and $2,000 a month and $2,500 a month. Will this all burn and go down to the ground, and will I look stupid? Potentially. But honestly, this isn't my main source of income, but I would love for it to be my main source of income. I want this to be one of the pillars that I use in order to have the financial capability to choose a job that I like doing, not because of how much it pays me, but because of convenience and how much I want to do it. I want to be able to take a lesser paying job, knowing that it'll still put food on the table, but I won't be grinding for an extra overtime because I can't pay bills. I don't want to go through those hassles. Been there, done that. I don't want to go through it anymore. So every dollar that I put in will be going into these. For the foreseeable future, it'll probably be feeding itself, but hopefully I can keep adding maybe 500, 200, 100, 300. There's going to be no set amount that's going to go into it. All that matters is that it pays itself, essentially. Now now that we're done with the calculations, let us undergo the satellite positions. Now, these satellite positions are very, and I mean very speculative, single stock and or diversified, but have a way worse track record than these core income positions. Are these core income positions perfect, and are they reliable? They're not proven, number one. Number two, they're about a year old. Number three, they have only been around during the bull market. We don't know how they deal with the bear market. But relatively speaking, in comparison to the satellite income positions, these core income positions are well diversified and feel a lot better and a lot stronger. A lot of this is crypto based, as you can see, MSTY, SMCY, Fiat, MRNY, DIPS, CRSH. Some of them are inverse funds that will improve or that will pay well depending on the failure of cryptocurrency, and other funds that will pay well based on the continued rally of cryptocurrency. I want to invest in things that will pay me for the long term. So whether it be through the failure of it or through the continued support of cryptocurrency, I want to continue getting paid. That's all that matters to me. Not paid in crypto, paid in cash, paid in money, paid in dividends. Now that we got that under the way, there is one for oil though, USOI. I do want to buy them. It's not recommended to do it this way, but me and the way I understand my mentality, some people buy it on the ex-dividend date so they can get the quote unquote cheapest price. But for me, if I'm doing this for the long haul and I want to see continuous progress, slow improvement over time, week to week to week, that I will be showing you through these videos. This is the first video, so it's going to be pretty long in comparison to the weekly updates that I'll be giving from here on out. But just to give an overview, these pay at a certain week, right? They're based on groups: Group A, Group B, Group C, Group D. Of course, these core income positions pay every week, so that ignore that. They will always pay every week. But these ones pay once a month. Now, I will pay them. I will use the money that I get from these core income positions, and I will funnel it into these satellite income positions. How will I determine which ones I invest in and when and why? I will be investing in the ones where their ex-dividend date is days before I can invest. Example, if MSTY pays on the second week of a month and I'm in the first week of the month, going into the second week of the month, I'm putting the money that I get from the first week of these income weekly paying ones into MSTY. And you might be going, that's kind of dumb, because the money you'll get paid in MSTY, first of all, you're going to buy it at a high, and as soon as the ex-dividend occurs and the dividend is announced, it's going to go down. You're right. You're absolutely correct. So I am buying it higher than normal, meaning my cost basis will be higher. However, I really want to see increased amounts of payments because I don't care about the point in which I bought it, because I'm going to just keep funneling into it. Another aspect is that whenever they pay, I'm going to funnel them and these on the week after to the other one. So let's say this is week 2. The MSTY in this example is week 2. Let's say SMCY was week 3. Now I'm taking the money that I make from MSTY and I'm putting it into SMCY. And again, you might be thinking that is dumb because you're buying it at a high, and as soon as the ex-dividend happens, it's going to go down. You're absolutely correct. However, I just want to see the money working. All right. In my head, this is perfectly fine because it's going to make me money. Period. The amount of money will go up unless there's dividend cuts, which is inevitable. It's already happened. If you haven't seen the update on YMAG and YMAX, they have paid less because either 'tis the season and or there were less market days in that week because of bank holidays and such and such. But anyway, that is my strat, seemingly to make my brain go, ooh, what I'm doing is working, and the amount is getting higher. On average, it's getting higher. And after we go through a full rotation of this, going from week 1 to week 2 to week 3 to week 4, and I have a list. This list is, it's not organized perfectly, but it does have 2 from week 1, 2 from week 2, 2 from week 3, and 2 paying on week 4, right, of every month. So, or maybe 3, but overall. So when you go through one rotation, my satellite income positions will have been filled. After a month or maybe a month and a half, because technically we already passed week 1, we're in the 13th of December as of recording. So we're already like a week/2 weeks in starting this portfolio. So it might actually be like week 3, 4, then 1, 2. So it might be about a month and a half until we get through a full rotation of all of the money coming from the core income positions and the paying satellite income positions that I'm going to invest in paying itself. I'll have my first rotation of satellite income positions. Now, you might be thinking, okay, you've explained that. You have $5,000 in each core income position. How much are you putting in your satellite income positions? There's about, let me see, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 9. And if I were to take the 5,000, quick calculator again, the 5,000 and divide it by 9, I'm guessing this is probably how much we should put in. This is probably how much I should be putting in. About $555, which by my standard should take about 2 to 3 months to achieve those satellite income positions. I do like whole round numbers, so I might just use this as the basis, but for market value. But in terms of whole numbers, like this 270.71 on YMAX on Robinhood here on the right side is a little bit annoying. I kind of just want to buy 0.29 of a share just so I can have a solid 271. I'm just that type of person. So even though it doesn't really matter, but I might just buy however to get a round number for these closest to $500. Honestly, probably 1K in each would be cool to have, and that'll be the max I'll be investing into any of these funds. ULTY, because it is more diversified and more focused on the high IV or EV or whatever, it's basically focused on as much income as possible. I might put more into it, but again, we're getting way too ahead of ourselves. And overall, I just wanted to show this and take you for the ride. Talk to y'all every week and show you what I'm thinking, what I'm doing, and how the portfolio just grows in general. Now, if you have been looking, you can see that there is 2 things in my stocks right now here on the left-hand side that is not in Robinhood. And that is the CLM and the CRF cornerstone funds. I am a devout believer in cornerstone. Specifically, I do not want to show it here because it would be going to another brokerage and I have this perfect setup and I don't want to mess it up. But I do have a substantial amount in cornerstone right now, and I just love the idea of its drip and all that. So I want to use, after the satellite income positions have been set up and my core income positions are steady and satellite income positions are created and I have this portfolio that is building, I do want to funnel a majority, if not all of that money into cornerstone to have a more stable and something that I know that has lasted longer than at least a year. I didn't want to just shove this 12,500 into cornerstone. I'd rather have 12,500 to build this weekly in satellite and core positions, and then slowly over time turn it into more. Use it as a vehicle to either increase the amount of stuff or to just put it into cornerstone. So that's my thought process into it. The end goal is to have the first goal, because there is no end goal for this. The first goal is to, first of all, by the 16th, have all $12,550 utilized. Second goal, use the amount of margin that I'm using, which is about 50 to 60%, which would make it a total of $20,000 invested. And thirdly, to have a dividend month where I'm making at least $1,000 a month and or $250 in a week. Those are the first goals. They are relatively close by since the starting amount that we have is pretty high already. So I'm hoping we can reach it. And if you stayed here for this long after all my rambling, I appreciate it. And if you have any questions on what I'm possibly doing, I would love to answer them in the next episode. This series will be fun, mainly for me to just see how this turns out. Thank y'all for watching. Thanks for joining me on this journey to potential financial freedom.